Hello guys. Today I want to talk about the motivation to work out. Now, I'm not talking about the motivation to keep working out when you're working out already. I'm talking about the motivation to work out, like to start working out. I feel like what causes people to start working out is different between person to person. It's not the same. Like you cannot across the board say these things will make you start working out. Like if you get sick of the way you feel, the way you look, the way your body looks, the way your clothes fit, I feel like whatever that motivational point is for each individual person is completely different. And that's what I want to talk about here today. Because like me, I'm 46 years old and the motivation to work out for me is completely different than it is for a 26-year-old. See, I've got the motivation of I've got two daughters that I want to be around to see when they get older. And my health isn't getting any better at the age I am. And so I need to be healthy through the twilight years of my life to stay around as long as I possibly can. To where, say, a 26-year-old person may want to work out for vanity, to have better looking body, a better looking abs, better looking legs and all that stuff. Now, your major companies will target certain people with certain sayings like Nike's "just do it." You'll hear cliche sayings all the time. Like if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Well, you've got to just want it. And I have an issue with that because doesn't anybody who's overweight wants to lose weight? Don't they want it? Don't they want to lose weight? I don't know anybody that is overweight and feeling like they need to exercise that doesn't want to lose weight. Anybody that's overweight and uncomfortable with their body and uncomfortable with the way they feel, I'm sure if they want to lose weight, they want that. And I'm sure they want it pretty bad. It like people say, how bad do you want it? I'm sure they want it pretty bad. I want it pretty bad. I'm way overweight. I'm 100 pounds overweight and I need to lose weight. I want it so bad I can't stand it. So like with me, to tell you a little bit of my story, I was overweight 20 years after high school. I was in high school and I wrestled and I played football and I was in shape, all that good stuff. Well, then I graduated high school and everything went downhill because I wasn't doing all the activities that I was doing during high school. I was playing football, I was wrestling, I was running 5 miles a day in wrestling, I was like doing multiple sports, and that kept me pretty good in shape, and especially I was young. Of course, everybody knows when you're young, it's decently easier. I ain't saying it's easy, but it's easier to stay in shape, especially if you're active and playing sports. When I graduated high school, started not being that active, and I was carrying on the same eating habits and the same things that I were doing during high school, and I wasn't burning off the calories, so I started gaining weight. Well, from 1994 to, we'll say 2007, 2008, I started gaining a lot of weight. Well, in 2008, lo and behold, I was 283 pounds. I remember getting on the scales at 283 pounds and thinking, Lord, how did I let myself get to this point? How did I get to being this heavy? I decided that I was going to lose weight. So I got a gym membership and I started going to the gym every morning. I would get up at 4:30 in the morning and go to the gym and be there at 5. And then I would work out from 5 to 6, take a shower. I'd be back at work at 6:30 and I would do my work day from 6:30 till 4:30 or 5 that afternoon. And then I'd get off work and then I would go to the track at night for another hour and run. And I got to the point where I could run quite a bit. I run 5 miles 3 to 4 times a week at my height of running. I was running quite a bit, probably too much. So that was early 2009. And from early 2009 till November of 2009, and I remember this vividly because I was working with a guy who, this is in 2009, was telling me about the carnivore or the keto diet, which more or less you don't eat any carbs. So I worked out most of 2009 till about, I'm going to tell you, this was early November of 2009. I had lost from 283 down to, I remember vividly, 283 down to like 215. And I could not, I hit a plateau at 215 that I could not get by. That was all my body. My body was like, I'm done. I'm not giving you anymore. We've done everything. And I changed several things trying to lose weight and it just wasn't happening at 215. Well, I was telling a guy I worked with, and he's telling me about the keto diet. And he said, well, listen, we'll start the keto diet. And my friend has lost a lot of weight on this keto diet. We decided that we was going to wait till after Thanksgiving of that year because, of course, we was going to eat carbs at Thanksgiving, right? You can't go through Thanksgiving and not eat some carbs. We said, once we get back from Thanksgiving, we will start this diet. And it was me and him together. And he said, we will see who, if we lose weight or whatever we're going to do, blah, blah, blah. And I was at 215. I said, okay, no problem. So the day after Thanksgiving, I didn't have any more carbs until I think it was January. Well, it was even later than that, but I remember going into January being down in Florida at some races that we'd went to every year. And I remember being weighing in a bathroom scale at the hotel at the place we were staying at, and I was 183 pounds. So this was from the end of November through, like, I'm telling you, this is early January, like January the 5th through the 8th or something that we was down there for those races. And I went from 215 to 183 in that period of time doing the keto diet. And then once I hit 183, I remember people coming to me and saying, "Oh, you look like you're sick. You look like sickly. You need to put some weight on. You need to put some meat on your bone." Well, it wasn't that as much as what I needed to do was to put on some muscle. I needed to be working out. Like, I needed to be putting on some bulk in my muscles instead of just losing weight, which is what I was doing. And so once people started telling me, you're looking sickly, you're looking like you're sick, like you got problems going on, then that kind of messed with my mind a little bit. So I kind of come off of it. I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to transition over to trying to be normal and going into just maintaining where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Now, in my head, when I got to that point, I wanted to lose probably about 20 more pounds at that point in time to get down to about 163 to 165. But what I should have been doing was lifting weights and putting some bulk on and not really worrying about my weight as much as I should have been worrying about how I felt and what I looked like, or, what my body shape was, I guess you could say. Come off of it at that point in time. Well, anyways, from 183, and that was in 2010. Well, in 11, mid 11. So at some point in time in 2010, I had gotten up to like 190, 191, somewhere around there. And I thought, okay, this is good for me. And at that weight, I was running too. I was still running probably 3 times a week at 5 miles every time I ran. And so I maintained that weight until like 2014. And I remember at 2014, I remember vividly, I just went to the doctor the week before and I was 205 pounds, maybe a little heavier or whatever. This was in April. I think we had just went through Easter and some different things that were going on. And in April of 2014, I got in a car accident and a dump truck had rear-ended me, running about 80 miles an hour. I've had neck fusion surgery. I've had 12 back procedures. My right knee was messed up, and I've got a bruise the size of an orange on my brain. So long story short, from 2014 till about 2018, I really couldn't do a whole lot. I was going through procedures and trying just to get mobile again. I mean, I'm telling you, from the back problems and the neck problems, I didn't have my neck fusion surgery till late 2017. I couldn't even turn my head to the left at all before that. And then, of course, my back, it was going out all the time. If I'd done anything strenuous, my back, it was gone. I couldn't take trash out. I couldn't lift a jug of milk. I couldn't, there was things that I could not do, physically could not do. So anyways, I got through that about early 2019, point where I could get up and start moving around. About June of 2019, July of 2019, I started going back to the track and kind of easing myself back into just working out a little bit. So in late 2019, I got to the point where I could run a little bit. I was still heavy at that point in time. After going through the car wreck and going through everything as far as back procedures, neck procedure, couldn't move, do all this stuff. I went from 205 back up to, I was probably 240 or 250 at the time that I went around the 5K up at Dollywood. And wasn't a great time that I ran it, but I was pretty excited. I ran the whole thing. I didn't stop or whatever. Early 2020, of course, as everybody knows, the world shut down. And I was like, holy crap, I was stuck in the house. The job that I'm at was considered a essential, business or whatever. And so we had to go to work still every day. But I would get up and go to work, and I would stay in the shop all day long or in the office all day long, and then come back home at night, and then was stuck in the house. And I really wasn't doing a whole lot of exercising and stuff in the house. And so from 2020 to mid-22, I went from 250 back up to 285. I was over it. I was like, you know what? It's everything's kind of done. It's cleared up. I can go out and run and do what I was doing. I kind of fell in a rut, you know what I'm saying? And so then now I'm ready to lose weight again. So I've started going out. I've decided to start going to the track in early 2023, lose the weight that's on me right now. I want to get back down to 183 pounds. I want to get back down below that. I want to, of course, incorporate the free weights and stuff to work out and get my body back in shape the way I want it. I got to strengthen my back because of the back problems I have and just kind of get back to a normal life. With that being said, my main point behind this is what motivates me to lose weight or what I've gone through or the things that I've struggled with. Everybody in their own right have struggled with not the same thing. Everybody struggled with their own thing that's happening in their life. There's a reason behind why they need a specific style of motivation to get them to go every single day, because it's easy to go to work out once. It's easy to go work out twice. And I guess for anybody out there that's struggling with weight loss or trying to go work out and lose some weight, and they're struggling with, just going to do it, I'm just going to tell you what I've done back in 2008 and what I've actually done this time to the T that has helped me. And maybe it'll help somebody, maybe, I don't know. But don't try to go all in all at once. Don't go try to work out for an hour and then come home. Don't try to go on a crash diet and cut all your good foods out that you like eating all at one time. Don't do all these things to punish yourself when you try to start working out. My recommendation, if you're going to start working out or trying to lose weight, is go out and just start with something simple, like I'm going to go to the track, or I'm going to go work out at a gym, or I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do. But like, say you're going to go to the track. You don't want to do an hour. Well, go do 10 minutes. Go do 10 minutes at the track every day or as often as you can. Turn it into a habit, in my opinion, as far as working out and exercising, is the most important thing you could possibly ever do if you're going to start working out. You've got to establish some habits. And the reason I say that is because once it becomes a habit, and then it becomes like I've got to do this at this time. Whatever time it is that you need to work out, it's a habit that, like, when you get up, that's the first thing that's on your mind is I got to go do this and get it over with. And so in order to build a habit while you're working out, especially if you're not wanting to go do it every day, the easiest way to build a habit is to make it as easy on yourself as possible in the beginning. That's why I recommend starting out with like 10 minutes. Let's say we're going to the track and I'm going to do it for 10 minutes. Surely to God, I can find 10 minutes that I can go to a track and walk or whatever I'm going to do for 10 minutes. It ain't even going to be a strenuous 10 minutes. Just go and just have a casual walk for 10 minutes and go back home. Do it day in and day out. 2 weeks later, you've got a habit. You're going to the track every day. Well, now you can expound upon that, because now you're going to the track every day. And well, how can I get a little better today? Instead of going 10 minutes, I'm going to go 15 minutes. Or I'm just going to stay with 10 minutes, but I'm going to try to walk a little faster because I'm going to get more miles in or more distance in. James Clear said a habit needs to be established before it can be expanded upon. And that's what you got to do when you're working out, is you got to establish a habit. You've either got to go to the gym every day and go there for 10 minutes and do whatever you're going to do and go, but just go every day and establish a habit. And don't make it strenuous on yourself at first, because that's what kills most people's motivation to work out, is because what they will do is they will go work out and they will try to do it as hard and as fast as they can on their first day. Well, what happens is a weekend, now they've got injuries. Now they've hurt their leg or they've hurt their arm or they've done something, and that keeps them from working out. Better to go work out, do it easy, you're not straining yourself to do it. That way you can build a habit. Now, once you've built that habit, then you can go a little harder and a little more, and your body's used to it as well. Quitting just because you've gotten injured, guys. But that's it for today. Thank you all so much if you've listened to the podcast. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to try to put one of these out every couple of weeks at least. This is Journey to 5K. I'm saying, go get them miles. Guys, we'll talk to you next week.